Now we're going to talk about playing low notes, the notes below the staff. And they start with the low E key, and that's this pancake-shaped key on the boot joint, on the back of the boot joint. So it's this largest key, and you're going to use your right thumb to push that all the way down. That's low E. So what you'll do is you finger low F, and then you add the E key. So I'm going to play F and then E. Your right thumb is just going to stay right there for the rest of the low notes. For low notes, you're going to want to be nice and open, really relaxed. It's almost like no embouchure at all, and very slow, warm air. And then your thumb is going to need to be nice and flexible. And if you watch my left thumb moving, notice my right thumb is staying put. I'm using kind of different parts of my thumb for different keys. Let me do this very slowly. So I'm on the whisper key, and then I'll move down to the low D key. For the low C key, I kind of use my knuckle, the underside of my knuckle, and then the side of my thumb for the B and B flat keys. That allows my left hand, the front of my left hand, to stay in exactly the same position. You want to make sure you isolate the motion in your thumb. It includes this, this part of your hand. But if you move your entire hand when you move your thumb, you're going to pull yourself off of the open holes on the front, and you'll leak and you'll squeak. So make sure that you've got that good anchor point and the fingers are staying put, and then it's just motion in the left thumb. So let me play. I'm going to play by half steps down to the lowest note. So I'm going to start on F, then I'll go down, and just watch my thumb and notice my left thumb. Notice that it's what part of the thumb is touching the key, pressing the key, and just basically how it's moving between the keys. Now the part of my thumb that I use might change a little bit depending on the passage that I'm going to play. But just know you can't, if you try to play with the pad of your thumb on the B flat key, you can't really do it without pulling your fingers off of the holes. So you're going to end up using different parts of your thumb as you're playing those low notes. And you also want to be as nice and fluid as you can between the notes. Once you add a key in the low register, you're generally going to keep it down to go lower, because what you're doing, you push this key and it closes a hole. You push this key and it closes a hole. You push this key, it closes a hole. This key closes a hole. That key closes a hole. Now you can't see that, but so as you close a hole, to make the tube keep getting longer, you have to keep those keys down. So that's your fingers for playing low notes. The embouchure for the low notes needs to be a very soft hug around the reed. Your lips are going to be soft, just enough to keep the air from leaking out into the room. And then you want your oral cavity, the space inside your mouth, to be like hot mashed potato mouth or hot pizza mouth. Like you've taken a bite of hot pizza, and you don't want to burn anything, so you open up really big. So nice and big space. Lots of space between your teeth and a soft hug around the reed. You need to be blowing steady air, but it needs to be slow and warm. If it's too fast, you'll get that kind of split octave, or if you're blowing too hard, you'll get a high note, no matter what your fingers are doing. So slow, warm air and hot pizza mouth, and you'll get a nice low note.